are back. So excited today as the WNBA has returned after the Olympic break. The Sparks with a big-time, prime-time matchup with the New York Liberty. Of course, I am Michael Matthew with the one and only DJ Treacy Trees. DJ, we are back. What's your excitement level on tonight's game?
It is so high because the New York Liberty are rated #1 right now. So you got to come back on a high note, taking the biggest dog out there right now, and just playing some great basketball. You excited to see it?
Yeah, you see our guy Ray. He's excited. Everybody, just like the energy right away from the players is that, hey, we're ready to go. We're excited to see our teammates. I was able to talk to De'Erica. She's like, hey, I've been keeping in touch because we know we're trying to do something, especially the second half of the season. So since we are here, man, what should everyone expect from this team? Even though they're short-handed tonight, what should they expect?
I think tonight you can see a lot of hard basketball being played from the Sparks. 9 players, everybody is going to put it all on the wire and play that basketball that we're used to seeing from the Sparks. None of the wins that we have gotten have been easy, and those losses weren't easy either. So I'm expecting everybody to give 100% every time.
Last time we were in this building, it was a bunch of kids screaming. It was a fun game. But I saw something with the team. The way that they fought, they gave the Seattle Storm everything that they can handle. We talked about it with our roundtable show. Do you think they can bring that same energy over and try to pull off this big-time upset tonight?
Absolutely. Upsets are all about the unknown. And who would have known that we would only have 9 players today, right? So you got to know that that's affecting the other team's scouting. We can really try to apply some great basketball and pass effectively and play as a team and at least stay competitive in this game.
And just with De'Erica, you know, her being there tonight, the star player, all-star, Olympic medalist winner, she was able to learn some things. She told me that she's going to try to bring over to this team and that they're going to be ready to play. But we heard from Coach, and Coach is hyped up. He's ready to go. He had his ladies working and practicing, trying to make a run in the second half, and he has more to tell us in the pregame presser.
Hey, Coach. Hey, Coach. Trees from Infanity TV, DJ from Infanity TV. First off, congratulations on your success with the USA basketball team. My question is regarding that. You've had a lot of chances and time scouting with that team. How do you think that's helping your second half of the season personally?
Yeah, certainly it was an unbelievable opportunity, and you're with USA basketball in a cycle. So after the 20 Olympics, which were actually played in 21, it's been an unbelievable journey from mini training camps to opportunities in qualifying events to the gold medal in the World Cup. I've been with that team since the 21 Olympics, and it's just been, you know, a truly humbling opportunity to be with them, including the qualifying tournament where I was actually on the bench because the college coaches weren't available. First, you know, thank you again. Paris was an unbelievable journey when we know the pressure to try to acquire that 8th straight, you know, gold medal for the team, and that everybody's gunning for you. So, you know, just it was an incredible experience. I've really enjoyed collaborating and working with Cheryl, and then the other head coaches. You know, Mike Tebow and I have a history together when we were, you know, when I was in Connecticut and in some of those epic battles in that 19 finals. So just being around coaches all the time, the head coaches, and understanding the collaboration that went behind the scenes was remarkable. How it translates back to the league is you learn, you pick up things that Cheryl or Mike or even the collegiate coaches, and Tanisha Wright with Atlanta was in the same role as I was. So, you know, you pick up things, you pick up tendencies, you pick up terminology that could help our team. And in the 48 hours that I've been back, I've changed some of our terminology that I think makes things easier. So you're never, as a coach, I don't believe, ever not learning. You know, like I take pride from 17 to 22, those 6 seasons. We won the most games in the league in Connecticut. But you better still be learning. You better still be adapting. And so, you know, I'm taking things from that experience and watching the best players in the world on how they were coached, help terminology to help them, actions on the floor. All that's going to benefit us these last 16 games when we have the opportunity to practice and implement some of the things that I feel really correlate back to our team. Sorry for the long answer.
Great.
Hey, Coach. Somewhat of a long-winded question, if you would just bear with me for a second. So, Carmelo Anthony, he was asked on a podcast if he would trade any of his gold medals for a championship, and he said no, he wouldn't, because there's a certain type of pride that comes with winning a gold, and you talked about pride, and so I was just curious, as a coach, does seeing your players succeed at that level as opposed to the W, is there like a different sense of pride that comes with it, or is it just a different sense of joy, appreciation, and if so, in what way?
Yeah, I agree with him in a lot of aspects that when the national anthem is playing, it's just hard not to be crazy emotional, that you're representing something bigger than yourselves. One of the things that is unique about that situation is you have 12 of the best players in the world on Team USA, but very few of them get to be themselves. The sacrifices that each one of them have to do in order to have success, they can't always truly be themselves. You try to let Asia, be yourself. Stewie, try to be yourself, but everybody else, and even those two, are sacrificing for the greater good and maybe what their game is like to bring it all together. So with all that, and then representing the country, and the pressure that you're supposed to win, and if you don't win, it's a failure, is hard to explain to someone sitting at home. It's hard to explain to my assistant coaches exactly the pressure that we were trying to take a little bit off of Cheryl's plate, and the players. And so I agree, there's something truly, truly remarkable. I'm a coach that's been to 4 semifinals in this league, 2 finals, game 5, coming up short twice in championship series. It's just knowing how close it was, but I still wouldn't trade that experience. I will forever be a part of a gold medal winning Olympic team. I want to win a championship, and I came here to build something, special and sustainable, but it's going to take some time. But if we never get there, and we didn't get there in Connecticut, the journeys and the family will never be taken away. The special bonds that I have with those players and the special bonds with those teams that came so close, can never be taken away. And I cherish how good we were in Connecticut. I'm the first to admit, man, I wish we would have won a championship, but it doesn't diminish all that we achieved.
Coach, with 9 active players, how do you approach a game strategically against the first place New York Liberty trying to get a win?
I try not to add up, John, so thank you for reminding me. Once again, I will stand up here and continue to message unintended consequences, and that, my career as a head coach in my 9th season has been defined by players taking advantage of unintended injury consequences. I'm in the same messaging, I'm in the same mode that it opens the doors for others to take advantage of it. I'm exhausted with that message. I can't hide my exhaustion at times on 64 games with the Sparks and counting, and the amount of injuries we're dealing with. In Connecticut, it seemed like we lost a starter for the season each year, and we were able to overcome that. The amount, the depth of injuries here is real, and something that I can't even begin to really truly articulate what we've been through in these 64 games. But I'm going to stand up here and continue to preach to the media and our players that there's unintended consequences and opportunity. And, that opens the door for Ray Burrell to have a good stretch here. It opens the door for Zaya Cook to get more consistent minutes. It gives some people opportunities to maybe play through a mistake or two. You know, those things are all good for us. How it affects, you know, New York, again, we are going to prepare like the same way every time. We have a good game plan going in. We think we have, you know, a really, really good stuff that we've been working on for 2 days. But it's 2 days, you know. It's, you know, we had 6 or 7 back here working hard, you know, for the 2 weeks that us Olympians were over in Paris. But we've had 2 good days of practice to try to prepare for tonight, and I think we have a good game plan in and see if we can execute it.
Ray Morelli, Sporting Tribune. Outside of three-point shooting, which they lead in both makes and attempts, what else are they going to focus on against the Liberty?
Yeah, I think they do a good job, Ray, at the rim and threes, right? They don't get forced into a lot of mid-range twos, which is modern basketball. It's analytic basketball, and they're executing to that. So they have the JJs and the Stewies and big guards that they can throw the ball into the paint. They can drive it into the paint, but they're going to take a ton of threes. So you got to find a mixture and be okay at times letting them go, not letting them, but making them go 2 by 2 by 2 and not over helping. I thought at times in the New York series, those 2 games out there, that we over helped at times, which, you know, contributed to easier threes. But frankly, we just didn't have great transition defense in either game, which led to nearly 33s in the 2 games out in New York. And so we have to guard the arc better, but the paint is still really important to guard against New York also.
Hey, Coach, Jackie with Jackie TV. Welcome back. It's good to see you. It was great to see your picture on Twitter with De'Erica and see the relationship and the love between you. She's obviously fighting another battle off the court. How is your relationship really helping her stay grounded in this fight on the court?
Yeah, I think, you know, from the moment that we acquired De'Erica, the relationship was built around support, and that I believe in her, was excited to coach her, and now that, you know, I'm a year and a half into coaching her, she's a remarkable human. She's a tremendous teammate. I know what I'm going to get, even though she's been battling her own injuries all year, which is rare for her. You know, just she knows that I have her back and that I really, really support her. And I will continue to support her in the latest journey that she's going through. And she knows that, and I think she truly appreciates that. And underrated, you know, throughout this season is that she has, you know, signed an extension and wants to bring other people here and wants, you know, to actively recruit other talented players to get the Sparks back to where we want to be. And it's fun to have a partner that is absolutely, you know, dedicated to trying to do that here with us. And so we have a unique relationship, and love her children, and they're, you know, they make things fun. Legend and Amaya make things fun around here.
Thank you, Kurt.
Thank you.
Thanks. So we just heard from Coach. He's ready to go. He knows what this team needs to do, because it's some serious times for the team. His job can be on the line. Some players' careers can be on the line. Which player do you expect, or players do you expect to come out starting tonight to say, hey, I belong and I want to help the Sparks team win?
I'm going to stay 10 toes down and say Zaya Cook. You know, pressure burst pipe, as my daddy used to say. And she is well known for being a player that can show up in these high pressure moments, as we saw her with South Carolina. We haven't seen a whole lot of Zaya Cook in the first half of the season, and I think she's got something to prove tonight. So I'm putting my money on Zaya.
And like you said, with 9 players, there's a lot of people that step up. And easy, I can say Ray Burrell, but I'm going to give her a different name. I'm going to say Kia Nurse. Okay. I think that Kia was able to go and play there in the Olympics and get some of that experience. That she started the season off so well and know that she needs to turn things around. I think tonight could be that, hey, I'm ready to go. Spark fans, you guys can count on me. I'm going to knock down shots. I'm going to play good defense. I'm going to help us try to bounce back. And she's going to be key to them trying to pick up this big-time win. So final words before we get to the game. What you got to say, DJ?
Listen, Crypto.com Arena has a brand new scoreboard. It's good vibes up in here. We got a different team. Sparks fans, make sure y'all keep it locked in and let's root for the Sparks to make that playoff run.
Hey, so we're hopeful that they can make it happen. But it starts tonight. New York Liberty, Los Angeles Sparks. We'll see you guys after the game. Yo, what's up, guys? Michael Matthew here with LA Sparks Weekly. I am here with superstar herself, coming back from Paris, having a good time doing her thing. Dearica Hamby is back to business, but let's talk about a little about what went down there in Paris. Just how was your experience there?
It was an experience for sure. Obviously, a blessing and an honor, but it was pretty exhausting.
And now you have to come back and continue doing what you love, playing hoop. Just how excited are you to be back with your ladies?
I'm super excited. I was staying in contact the whole time, watching everything. And contributing how I could, but just excited to be back around everybody.
And from your experience there in Paris, how are you able to take some of that energy or things that you learned there to bring it back to the team?
I think 3-on-3 translates pretty easily back to 5-on-5. I know my coach is probably going to want me to fight over ball screens more now that he saw that I could do it a little bit, and that I played with. You have to play with such high energy on defense, so he's probably going to demand that from me a lot longer now.
So you guys are dealing with a lot of injuries right off the bat. As the leader, the star player here, how do you kind of combat that to make sure that you motivate the girls who are going to be playing tonight?
Yeah, we've shown that the next man up mentality. It's a good opportunity for Zaya and then Crystal to step up, and I'm confident that one of them will.
And with you being an Olympian, an all-star, just how do you keep that momentum going? Because you were playing lights out. Like you said one MVP vote. You need a lot more. So how do you keep that momentum going?
No, I said January 1st or January 7th I put out a statement. I said this is my year, and I meant it. So just gonna keep doing what I'm doing and contributing how I can, and hopefully get some more wins.
So to be back at it, what is it going to take tonight to get this win against the Liberty?
Everybody is kind of interested to see what happens after break. It usually goes one way or the other, but we've had a lot of girls that stayed here while some of us are gone putting in the work. So I think everybody's ready, high energy to compete.
Hey, so LA Sparks Weekly fans, the one and only Dearica Hamby, baller, Olympian medalist. Yeah. Hey, she's going to be ready to go.
Tracy Treese, and I am here with the one and only Robin Thicke. Robin, can you talk about how exciting today's game is for you?
Well, you know, it's the first time I've got to bring my daughters to a game, so I'm very happy to be here, and we're going to do a little performance later.
Awesome. Can you talk about the importance of women's sports to you and your daughters here?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's inspiring, you know, to be able to do anything, you know, I mean, that's what it's all about. You want to be able to tell your daughters you can be anything, and to come out here and watch these incredible women who are the best at what they do and getting paid for it, you know, that's the kind of stuff we want to inspire our children to be.
Awesome. And final question. What is do you have some new music or something that fans can look for?
I have a new song coming out August 23rd called I Know What to Do. So we're going to do a little bit of it here tonight.
Awesome. Thank you so much, LA Sparks Weekly fans. Check out Robin Thicke.
Yo, what's up, LA Sparks fans? I know. I didn't expect it. DJ didn't expect that. 103-68, the New York Liberty went to work, making it ugly early. They won every quarter, DJ. From the jump, they win the first quarter 29-10, and the game was over from then. So before we bury them and go crazy on them, I'm gonna give you some positives to switch it up.
Yeah.
So you got Ray, who had 15 points off the bench, 12 for 13 from the free throw line. She was very aggressive, attacking the rim, doing her thing. And then De'Erica Hamby, another double-double, doing what she does. And Rakia, 13 points. But that's everything nice. I'm about to go crazy on them. But after you say something, what was your thoughts on what we saw?
My thoughts are exactly, sometimes you can't outrun statistics, y'all. The New York Liberty are the #1 team in the WNBA right now. We are the #10 team. It kind of looked like that tonight. Sometimes the math don't math, and tonight the math didn't math. And that's what it is. I mean, you really can't be too negative about it. Was it a worse loss than what we anticipated?
Yes.
Absolutely. But on paper, player for player, it looked like the New York Liberty were going to beat us, and they beat us back-to-back in the series in New York.
But that team, when they played earlier in the year, they won by 10 versus the Sparks. They won by 7 versus the Sparks. This game, the energy just seemed very, very weird from the jump. And I know some of it, they had a break off, and some of the players from the Liberty were playing for gold and things like that. But you are an athlete. You are a pro player who's been playing this game for so long. You have to show up and just fight. And I'm not just going to blame the players, you know, because it starts at the jump. Coach comes out with a starting lineup that I was not a fan of by coming out and starting Lasia Clarendon, starting Kia Nurse. Start with your youth. Start with these young players that's trying to prove something, and they're going to come out like Ray, who did what she did tonight and was able to be competitive. It was just bad basketball, and I don't know what to expect Saturday.
I don't know what to expect either, but since you took us back to the beginning of the game, let me take you back. The first thing that knocked the wind out of me was we only had 9 players. Okay, playing against the New York Liberty that just got a healthy bench, just had a coach who won a bronze medal, Sandy Bordello, you know, with the Australian team. So these women were already on fire. So they offensively attacked us straight from the jump, and that's what it was. It was just sucker punch after sucker punch, and we couldn't catch up, unfortunately.
Yeah, nobody looked like they were really ready to play, so it gets ugly right away for that. And when you thought, okay, hey, there's a second quarter, maybe they can come and change this around, starts off a 9-0 run. So I don't know if maybe coach isn't getting through the players like he should. Maybe they're not listening to the things that he's giving them, or maybe he's just playing the wrong players at the jump. Maybe we need to see more Zaya Cook, you know, more than we've seen her. Maybe we need to see, you know, Ray in the start lineup, like start tinkering with these things, because if not, it can get very ugly. And it was a solid crowd tonight.
Yeah, it was a nice crowd for a Thursday.
Losses like this, it's going to be us in here.
Right. But, Michael, too, you talked about that first quarter. That first quarter really knocked the wind out of the Sparks. And it's tough, and you see a little bit of that disappointment. You see them getting the wind knocked out of them time and time again. The turnovers, Coach talked about it. In the second half of the game, the turnovers were reduced. We only had six turnovers. But by that time, you have to feel like you're defeated. Your home crowd is quiet. Mosky he playing all the old school jams from the crate. Shouts out to DJ Mosky for keeping everybody entertained. You know what I mean? But it was just one of those nights. We don't want many more of those nights, but mathematically, you gotta, even with me wishing the best, y'all watch this show all the time, I have toxic positivity, and tonight the numbers just didn't make sense.
And before we go to Coach and Rakia and Ray at the post game, I want to shout out to just the celebrities that popped out tonight.
Oh, for sure.
You know, champion Floyd Mayweather was in the building. Trey Young, Ice Trey, you know, somebody was like, hey, where your Lakers jersey at? Trying to get him prepared. And then you had the lovely, the beautiful Sanaa Lathan was in the building. Now, I wish I could have said something to Sanaa. I'm still trying to play one-on-one for her heart, but we'll get to that. But, hey, let's go tap in and check out what Coach Kurt Miller, Ray Burrell, and Rakia Jackson have to say after the game.
That was a fun ass whooping. Questions?
Coach, just maybe the energy of the ladies started off early. It really wasn't there. Do you think it's just kind of some rust with some of the Liberty players having played in the Olympics to be able to keep it going to where some of your ladies just, you know, haven't played a game in such long?
It's a good question. You'll have to ask them. I mean, obviously that 10-0 start got punched, you know, at first, and you know we have to respond. But then there was a 9-0 run to start the second quarter. So that 10-0 run, that 9-0 run to start quarters, hey, we just didn't step back up to the first punch thrown.
Coach, with a defeat like this, how much does it stay on your mind knowing that you also have to look at the next games and there's, you know, a lot of high competition coming up? And is there any positives you take away from a game like this?
The positive is that we play 2 more games in 3 days. So we get right back on the horse and be able to play. And, you know, we've got to respond in practice tomorrow and then be ready for Chicago.
Coach, you've talked a lot this season about the need to match the physicality of your opponents. And, you know, this game just kind of seemed, especially from the get-go, was really physical. Just kind of what did you see on that end, you know, in terms of your response?
Yeah, I thought we got out physical. I thought we got out toughed. And then you have a reactive approach instead of a proactive approach. And it started from the tip. I thought they were the aggressor. I thought they were the physicality team. You know, you've got multiple Olympians on both teams, and how physical international basketball is, but it seemed like they were much more ready for the physical game tonight than we were from the jump.
Hey, Coach DJ, Infanity TV. You talk a lot about the rebuild and the rebuild season that we're in. How much of this loss can you attribute to the fact that we are playing a #1 team and we are currently sitting at number 10?
Yeah, I mean, I think they showed tonight why they're in first place. They can have games like this. You know, it's disappointing that now we've played them 3 times, and I think they have 45 threes. A big goal tonight was to try to limit some of their threes. And, you know, you wouldn't have thought that was our game plan going in. So, you know, just frustrating that we could not execute some of the things. At halftime, we didn't know if we should change our defensive approach because we felt like 20 minutes went by before we've even had a chance to get to the execution of what we were trying to accomplish. So it's like, do you try to go back and use the same approach because we never really got to it, or do you just totally scrap the game plan and make adjustments and do that? So, you know, it's a tough night. You know, I haven't been involved with a kind of game like that in a long time, and I feel bad for them, but they have to rally in that type of game with energy and passion and desire before X's and O's even become a factor.
John W. Davis, Southern California News Group. I was going to ask you that. How do you want your team to feel after a loss like this?
No, I think that should bother them. You know, like I definitely think that on your home court, to be embarrassed like that. They have to come back with more pride. That's disappointing individually for all of us, players and coaches, but also that this is a franchise with a rich tradition. This doesn't happen to the Sparks on the Sparks home court, and so my hope is that it bothers them, but we've got to move on. Tomorrow when we wake up, this game is over. And we start to prepare for Chicago, which is also one of the more physical teams in the league.
Coach, tonight it seemed like there were a lot of turnovers, high turnovers tonight, a lot of them on your dribble handoffs on the side ball screens. How much of that is the New York defense versus just miscommunication with your players?
Yeah, I mean, we had 6 turnovers in the second half, so we obviously got better at that. But the dribble handoffs, where what you're talking about, the DHOs, was, again, back to the word of the night, was the physicality. They were so disruptive at the point of attack in the DHOs. Well, it's everybody's approach in this league, and they were accomplishing that, and we weren't. And their tempo at the offensive end off of their DHOs was better than our tempo off the DHOs, and it became a problem.
Coach, you just came off a gold medal performance in Paris. What were some of the key takeaways that you were able to take away to, I guess, incorporate into your coaching philosophy? The second part of that question is, what does it mean to be an American and represent your country?
Yeah, it was an unbelievable experience. Obviously, I've been involved with that team in this cycle, so not only the Olympic gold, but the World Cup Championship, qualifying events, and every training camp along the way. It's really special to represent your country. It was special to be with those 12. And the word that I used from the beginning was, it's a sacrifice. With the exception of probably Asia and Stewie, everyone is sacrificing and not truly being themselves on that team for the betterment of the group. So you've heard Sue Bird talk about it. It's an uncomfortable basketball for the greatest players in the world because they can't always be themselves. They've got to sacrifice. The sacrifices that go into that team being successful is amazing, and how they have to play not necessarily their games, that they're going to come back to their own individual teams and play, but in order to keep that dynasty that USA women's basketball is really remarkable to be in it day in and day out with them. For me also, they just think you're the crazy opponent coach, through the years, right? And we have perceptions of these great players. But when you get to know each other and you get to know those, I am truly, totally think different of Stewie and Sabrina after coaching them and have such a special relationship with them. Watching Stewie be a mom, it was unbelievable, the grind that goes into, and the pressure that Stewie has to be one of the best for us, and to wake up the next morning and see her with her 2 children in the breakfast room, up earlier than almost anyone, and watching her being a mom and trying to win a gold medal. It's just, it was a special journey with that group, and Sabrina and Stewie were 2 of the special ones for me, coaching them, and to have them back in the building in the first game, was really cool for me.
Last question.
Oh, Coach, with Ray, it seems like even before the break, she has become more aggressive when it comes to going downhill, trying to get to the basket. Tonight, 13 free throw attempts, making 12 of them. Is that something with her just feeling more comfortable with what she's doing, or are you guys telling her, hey, we need you to get downhill to attack the basket?
Yeah, her ability to attack the basket, but score at the arc is important for us. She is a really talented offensive player, and it comes in streaky waves, and you really got to ride that wave. Tonight, the physicality, the desire to run us off the arc, made the game important for her because she can get to the rim. There was times where she handled the physicality and loved it, and she was able to get to the foul line. There's other times that, we want her to continue to play, not always off of 1 foot, but, if it wasn't for Ray being able to handle some of that physicality and get to the line for us, we would have really struggled. So, again, she gave us good stretches tonight.
Thank you, Kurt.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
All right, this question is for both of you, but Rakia, I want to start with you. Your schedule's not going to get any easier. Obviously, this game was rough, but how do you take this in, learn, and then I know we always say, next game, but sometimes that's easier said than done. So what are you going to take so you can kind of look at your schedule ahead and know that the fight is not done yet?
Honestly, what you just said, just staying in it, knowing that this isn't what we expected, but at the same time, we did it to ourselves. So we just have to come out with a more focused mind on both ends of the court next game.
Hey, this question is for both of you, DJ from Infanity TV. Tough loss tonight. On the LA Sparks Weekly Show, we regularly talk to fans who are like 10 toes down with y'all. Is there a message that you want to give your fans right now in the season to just reflect where you see this team going?
I mean, we're just always so appreciative of the fans and like the ongoing support that they give. So, I mean, just to, stay supporting us, and we feel it on the court, and we want to do good for y'all and for us too. So just keep supporting us, and we still love y'all.
For either of you guys, did it feel like your team came out rusty from the Olympic break, or was it just the Liberty was the better team tonight?
I mean, I feel like it was expected to come a little bit, not at our best after a month off, but because we've been apart. We had a few people at the Olympics, so we haven't been a team as long as some other teams, but we're not going to use that as an excuse. And what was controllables tonight was effort, and I think we just lacked a little bit of effort tonight, but it's something that we can always get back next game.
Ray, just you were able to get to the line 13th time today. It seems like even before the break you're becoming very aggressive, attacking the basket, even getting your shot up. Are you just becoming more comfortable out there on the floor?
Yeah, I just try to make sure, you guys know I always try to come in with energy and, bring a spark. And I think sometimes we need that aggression and just to see the ball going a few times and just to, like I said, we need that aggression. So I just try to bring that.
Just wondering, what's the feeling and what's the mood like after a 35-point loss?
I mean, I don't know, like we just got to do better.
Questions for Rakia. First time played the Liberty was a 7-point deficit, and then the last one before that was 10, but this one obviously got away from you a lot earlier. What was the difference between those games and this one that allowed for the deficit to get so big?
Just our effort, both ends of the floor, not converting, and that's really it.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
So we are back. We just heard from Coach. We just heard from Rakia and Ray. Of course, it was sad and somber, but at one instance, a part of the game, it felt really good in here because our guy Robin Thicke was in the building.
Popped up on the show. Shouts out to Robin Thicke for taking a little bit of time to talk to us. Super cool. He's got a new song out, which I'm sure we'll link in the description.
And, so that was pretty dope to get something. But you heard it in Coach's voice. He sound defeated, like, hey, we got our asses handed to us. And it's like, hey, you just got to come out and play with some heart and some energy and things like that. Even the girls, Ray and Rakia, even Ray is super positive at all times. But she understood what happened out there. So it was just a bad performance. These ladies know. Let's see. Maybe that was a stinker that they had to get out the way, and now we play against the Chicago Sky, who's a younger team on Saturday. Maybe they can come and do something with that. But before we go to that, we got to give our player of the game. You got a player of the game?
I got a player of the game.
Okay.
And I'm going to give it to Ray Burrell, specifically because in the press conference, I asked her to give a message to the Sparks fans, and she really just gave us some encouraging words. Yeah. She's like, stay 10 toes down with us. Keep it locked in. We feel y'all. We're trying to do our best. So I want to give it to Ray because coming off of a loss like that, she could have said nothing. She could have said, nah, see y'all on Saturday, next man up, next game. She really took time to encourage the Sparks fans, showing it that she does it for you. So Ray Burrell gets my player of the game.
Yeah, and I'm going to stick with Ray. I could easily go De'Erica, but double-doubles is what she do. But Ray, man, the way she was attacking the basket and just going after it, ball face, getting to the rim, getting some deflections, playing some solid defense. Like I've always said it, you know, for a while that I believe in the talent of Ray Burrell, and I just think that we're going to see more of her playing well the rest of the season. But hey, we're going to be back, DJ.
Yep, on
Saturday, 2 p.m., the early game. Angel Reese
I
is
know.
in the building.
If you don't have your tickets, y'all better get y'all tickets because they only got upper level left, okay?
Get them ASAP, but it's going to be Angel Reese in the building. Can't wait to see her. Cordozo.
Yep, Carter.
Carter. It's going to be a fun time. I can't wait. Let's get rid of this game. Watch it out your system.
Delete it.
We'll
Delete
be
this
back
game from
on
the DVR.
Saturday. Mike Kell, DJ, LA Sparks Weekly, baby.